I do want to go over quickly what you will be receiving at your parish if you have not already. I think we're all experiencing a delay in postal and courier services, so we appreciate your patience. If something doesn't get to you in the next couple of weeks, don't hesitate to reach out to us, but the best advice that we're being given from the USPS and even UPS and FedEx is just, try to be patient and wait it out. So that's what we will do. So in the next few weeks, you will be receiving a package that includes a parish manual, samples of those bulletin inserts, which you typically do receive. And in that package, you'll also receive a request form for a USB of the video or a poster. So regarding the poster, we did hear in years past that parishes just didn't have the space to display that poster, and so they didn't find it to be helpful, and it kind of went right in recycling. So in order to just steward our resources as effectively as possible, we're only going to send those to parishes who tell us that it is useful to them and they have a place to display that. So that we introduced last year, and it seemed to be helpful. The video is different this year as well, as far as how we're disseminating it. Usually everyone receives that USB of the video. This year, we're going to provide it to you by request, and there are just a couple reasons for that. First, again, the delay in postal service. We know that can't always guarantee when things are going to get there. So, if we can distribute it electronically, which, Sierra has been sending out an email, it is always available on the Catholic Charities Appeal website, on the Catholic Charities Appeal YouTube, so that you can gather instantaneously and you don't have to wait on that USB to be delivered. And the other reason is we know that from feedback that we've heard that parishes don't have the same level of staffing, or staffing is a little bit different and people aren't in the office on the same day to receive packages. So to avoid anything getting lost and anything that you need to show that video, we're going to disseminate to everyone virtually, but both for the poster and the USB, we can absolutely provide those to you at your request, and we are happy to do so if that is more convenient. And we'll get that to you no matter what. So hopefully we can get that parish manual and everything you need to the parish if you haven't already received it by kickoff weekend. But again, always welcome to reach out to us and request any materials, both related to this or just something else that you would find helpful. You will be receiving another package, as in years past, that includes those in-pew pledge forms, and also includes some return envelopes to return those pledge forms instead of sending them directly to the lockbox. That will take place again this year. Might take a little bit longer than years past, but you still should receive that supply and be ready to go. Again, any problems there, if you need more materials, anything like that, please don't hesitate to let us know. We're happy to send that to you or get it to the parish. Even if we have to drive it there, we can do that. It's no problem. If you don't have your physical parish manual in front of you, not a problem. You can follow along with a digital version. And if not, I'm going to go ahead and just share it on my screen just while we touch on a few key areas. I know for many, this is not your first year talking about Catholic Charities Appeal, so you're very used to our manual, but I do want to highlight a couple key points. Again, anytime throughout this entire workshop, you are welcome to put a question in the chat box. We'll clarify. If you think of it after the fact, don't hesitate to reach out to us, either email, phone, whatever works for you. So I am going to jump just to talk about a couple major appeal highlights specifically for 2021. Some do carry over from years past. This year, the goal is 12.5 million, as it has been for a few years now. That helps us kind of keep everything as successful as possible. We did see a great success last year, and we're excited to share the results with you. So keep an eye out. We'll present an annual report and share the final results of the 2020 Catholic Charities Appeal. People are going through hard times, but we did see many people respond very generously. So we are eager to take that same engagement and encouragement that we saw in 2020 and really roll it into 2021. Regarding parish goals, you will be receiving your parish goal letter from the Archbishop in the coming weeks. Just like in years past, if there's a problem or if you want to request a change in that, there is an appeal process that's outlined in that letter. We're happy to help facilitate that and take care of that as soon as you receive that letter. Please don't hesitate And that goal is also what's identified on the appeal website in that parish reports tab, which many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with. Of course, we do find the pastor to be instrumental in promoting Catholic Charities Appeal at their parish, obviously because they're running parish operations, but also because their voice is very important for parishioners to hear, and they're eager to kind of listen to what you promote as something that is worthy of their support. So anything the pastor can do to talk about it, we are happy to have, but we've also seen success with parishes who have identified that CCA Parish Coordinator. Whether it's another staff member, whether it's a lay person who's been able to volunteer, just someone who can really take the information. If you have a CCA Parish Coordinator or are a CCA Parish Coordinator, you've received emails from Sierra throughout the year. And this, she will continue to send anything to, put it in the bulletin, post it on social media, any special messaging as it comes, just to keep it in the forefront, since we know the pastor has many, many things to do in addition to Catholic Charities Appeal. So anything, if you want to identify a CCA Parish Coordinator or check if we have one on file for you, you are welcome to reach out to Sierra and she can tell you who we have, or, add someone, whatever you need, anyone to be kind of kept in the loop on any CCA activities or ongoing. As we've found out last year, and I think learned pretty quickly that, we put out a plan for the year, but things adjust throughout the year. So we definitely, put out this parish manual, but things could change. Everything is kind of up in the air for 2021 especially. So anyone who we can have that direct contact with will be vital to helping you promote the appeal in a way that is impactful and easy for your parish community. I always do want to highlight the Catholic Charities Appeal lockbox. So this is the address that's printed on all return envelopes in those direct mail pieces. You are also welcome to direct any parishioner to send it to that lockbox. We just encourage both you and anyone discussing with parishioners to not send cash to the lockbox. It's hard to track. Once it's gone, it's gone. At least a check, you can, stop payment or see whether it's been deposited or not. So we do encourage that no cash be sent to the lockbox. If you receive cash at the parish, we just ask that you deposit it and cut a check, including the donor's information, and we can enter it that way. Happy to do that in any way. And of course, if you have a question about that, don't hesitate to reach out before sending cash in the mail. We're always happy to assist with that. I am going to jump in just to give you a quick snapshot of the Catholic Charities Appeal 2021 timeline. It is very similar to years past, but you will notice a couple things missing, most notably events. The kickoff reception that we usually have at the beginning of the year. Obviously, this is just not an environment we can have that in at this moment. And just small things, of course, the workshop is virtual, the press conference will be virtual, no sporting events at this moment. So we're navigating. Again, this could change based on new information we get. This is where it stands now, but Sierra's messaging and what regular updates will tell you of anything that does change throughout the year. We're, come fall, I don't know what we can anticipate. So, maybe there will be the addition of something to this calendar just to keep people motivated, engaged, and in touch with the beneficiaries. That's our goal, is to really give parishioners the opportunity to hear from the people they are helping, because I think we can all agree that's what makes it the most impactful. That's why the video is so great. That's why speaker weekends are helpful. So anything we can do here, I will dive in just a little bit deeper into the kickoff weekend, NP weekend, and speaker weekend, just to talk to you a little bit about that. But overall, this is the main timeline and something that you can refer to throughout the year. As I noted before, I know many of you have, seen the manual. You've been to our workshops for many years. So I just we wanted to add a quick snapshot of how we are hoping to help you as you continue promoting Catholic Charities Appeal at your parish during COVID, which, first of all, we appreciate so much. As I mentioned, I know you all have so much going on. There are a lot of different things pulling you in different directions. So finding the time and to still promote the appeal is incredibly meaningful. And we did see that, we saw parishes who went over goal more last year than the year before. So, you know, it's encouraging to see, and we so appreciate anything that you have done. But we want to make it as easy on you as possible and still find ways to make it possible, to be honest, since our usual methods are not, you know, always safe bets at this point. So one of those key areas is speaker weekend. As you might know, we typically had 3 speaker weekends in years past that you could request kind of in that February, March, May timeline. At this point, we are tentatively planning to make that May 15th, 16th speaker weekend, which falls in line with MP weekend as well. That, of course, we will adapt and adjust just based on what seems safe overall. We have heard from parishes that this just isn't the time to kind of have another person come in and be in the mix at this point in time. Hopefully by May, you know, it can be something that the parishes feel comfortable carrying out, but it might not be. Because of that, we'll still provide short videos, which we did in 2020 when we were kind of scrambling and trying to figure out the best way, since we didn't have much planning for those speaker weekends. So we will do that as well. And whether that speaker video is shared, you know, as part of some live stream mass, I know different parishes have different levels of technology. However you can utilize it, we want you to do that. So maybe it's sharing it on social media. You know, if you have Flocknote or some sort of other email communication with parishioners and you find that to be helpful, whatever you can or are willing to do, we appreciate, and we want to give you tools to do that. So you'll hear more about speaker weekend. We are going to reach out in around March timeframe to put out actual, you know, to let you request those speakers. Of course, if you want to put it on our radar now, you are welcome to, but you will be hearing more from us in a couple months. We also are just making a couple more resources and materials available on the website. So you are always, and hopefully you found this to be helpful, visiting the Catholic Charities Appeal website in that resources tab. You know, we've had resources available there for quite a few years, but we're just adding as many things as we can. The CCA logo, if you can show that during a live stream mass on kickoff weekend or during a speaker or MP weekend, that is helpful and impactful. You will also find the bulletin inserts, speaker manuals if you're going to speak on behalf of the appeal, a poster if you just want to print it on something or include it in something digitally, a copy of the brochure, and a social media kit as well, which hopefully makes it as easy for you as possible just to copy and paste information when, you know, you want to talk about the Catholic Charities Appeal, but you don't know quite what to say. You can always refer to that. If there's something special that you would like us to work on for social media, you are welcome to reach out to Sierra and she can cook something up for you that's more custom to your parish. We've had some parishes do that in the past and we're always happy to help there. But hopefully that resources tab is helpful. And you will also find the video there. And in addition, we'll be adding the foreign language videos as well, since again, those are items typically available on the USB. They are still available on the USB if that is your preferred method, but we will also make them available on the website so you can truly just find everything you need in one nice little package there. As I mentioned before, any request for a copy of the USB that includes the video or a copy of the poster, please don't hesitate to let us know. We'll send that out to you as soon as we can. If that's more convenient for your parish, we're happy to do that. Looking at kickoff weekend, which is shockingly in just a couple weeks. So as in years past, we'll go ahead and announce that press conference, which will take place virtually, but will still take place. You're welcome to join us. Digitally, you can see it. It will be streamed live on the Archbishop's Facebook page. And immediately following that press conference, the first letter goes out. And immediately following that, this kickoff weekend takes place. So parishioners, again, postal service depending, will either have just received or will be receiving that first letter. So anything you can do to really help with the excitement of kicking off the appeal, whether it's showing the video, again, during Mass, making a link available after Mass, whatever you can do, whatever is most impactful for your parish community, adding it to a social media page, including it in a Flocknote, whatever works for you. We want to make that as convenient for you as possible. If you have a place for the poster, you are welcome to put it up there. If you want to put out the MPU pledge cards, you are welcome to do that at any point in time. These dates are guides for you, but whenever it's convenient for you, we want you to talk about the appeal, promote the appeal, and do it in a way that fits your schedule. We don't ever want this to be something that is a hindrance or gets in the way. So, if you need to adapt and adjust, and maybe, kickoff weekend is when you just want to do the full thing and kind of put out the MPU pledge cards and talk about it, whether you want to wait until May or do it anytime in between, you are more than welcome to do that. As always, we like to give you just a couple action items that you can take, consider, whether it's talking about it in the homily, whether it's, reading some prayers of the faithful that talk about the Catholic Charities Appeal, utilizing those bulletin inserts. We also provide in here as well some suggested scripting. And of course, we provide a pulpit announcement and a sample social media or bulletin announcement as well. Put it up with, anything from the social media toolkit. Sierra put together a lot of photos that you can add just with the CCA logo, whatever works for you. But anything you can do to help really put it in front of parishioners will be impactful. As I mentioned, parishioners do look to their parish and their pastor to kind of, see what's worthy of their support. So if you can kind of show parishioners this is worthy of your support, it does go a long way. So anything you can do on kickoff weekend, we're grateful for you kind of helping get the message out and really starting the year off strong. We're very appreciative of. As I mentioned, we are, going to talk about MPU weekend being May 15th and 16th. This is a typical time for MPU weekend for Catholic Charities Appeal. As some of you remember in years past, May was kind of Catholic Charities Appeal month, and now it's obviously much larger and really encompasses a lot more. But May is a very traditional MPU weekend. We encourage you to use your MPU pledge forms at this time. Send anything back in those priority pack envelopes. Utilize scripting, prayers of the faithful, any social media posts. We're happy to provide you with anything else that you think would be impactful as well. May 15th and 16th is when we're recommending it. If there is another time that works for you, feel free to do it at that time. We're just here to use this as a guide. We want this to work for you and your individual parish communities as best as possible. So these are the guides that you need for MPU weekend. We also, just including a sample of this year's form, which looks like everything, all of the materials, fresh and hopefully hopeful. That's kind of the messaging for now. I know last year was, and is still weighing heavily on everyone. But that message of hope, of course, is something that we've heard the Archbishop talk about since he came to Philadelphia, and something that Catholic Charities Appeal has really always promoted and has been the backbone. So giving hope to all remains the theme, and something I think we could definitely use at this point in time. So this is a sneak peek at the materials. Again, look on the website as well. You'll see a copy of the brochure and all of the other materials that you're welcome to look through. And then speaker weekend, as I mentioned, this is dependent really on our environment and also what you are comfortable with. I understand that there might be some parishes that, you're just not comfortable bringing someone else, into the fold at this time. Perfectly understandable. We will be reaching out around March to see if you are interested, and you're welcome to get back to us with a request, whether that request is for a person, whether that request is, just can you send me along the videos, which we will make available to everyone, or something unique that maybe you thought of. We're happy to, think outside the box. We want to make this as custom to you all as possible. We're brainstorming and really considering what would be most helpful at this point, but you all know best. So if there's something that you think would be impactful, please don't hesitate to let us know. And we did see if we could combine that speaker weekend and MPU weekend to make it easy on you and given the environment. So, any speaker weekend, we definitely recommend doing the same thing that you're doing for MPU weekend as well, just so that you can really capture the energy and the momentum that these speakers are providing, and it will relay directly into hopefully someone either, making a pledge at that moment or taking that pledge form home and thinking about it and returning it on their own time. So we do recommend anytime you have a speaker weekend that you do make these MPU materials available so that it coincides correctly, but we will be in touch in March to talk a little more about that and figure out, a plan of action for that speaker weekend. We are always welcome, to kind of coordinate with you and figure out how we can help your parish meet your goal. Again, this year is a little unique, so if there's something custom that you need, let us know. Otherwise, the similar things will work this year that have worked in the past. People have been responding to direct mail, so personal follow-up with donors or a letter. It is very impactful. So if you would ever like to see who from your parish has contributed so far, we do just ask that the pastor does request this, so we're not providing information to anyone. If someone else does request this, we will run it by the pastor to make sure we're providing a parish report, specifically a parish report with any donor information to, in a confidential way. And you are also welcome to always take a look. We do update weekly your parish's progress to goal in that parish reports tab. So we will start doing that in a couple weeks. Hard to say. In a couple weeks, we will update that. And so you can keep track of that. It's a great thing to share with the parish, especially, if you are taking part in MP weekend, to say, so far the parish is this far to goal, we have this much more to go, just as a way to encourage support and let people know really the success of the parish. As I mentioned, we do very much appreciate anything that you have done this year specifically. And we saw that you have done work because the parish's over goal exceeded parish's over goal in 2019. So we'll keep doing a version of what we've done in the past, but anything we can do to help with, help your parish meet goal, we are happy to do, and happy to provide you any information so that you can thank donors either in a personal way or in a broad way through social media, anything like that. And as I mentioned, best practices, we'll adapt and adjust, but we still do ask, some of the same things. Distribute that video, put information out. If you can't have a poster, having pledge forms available, just something that shows that this is important and that is something worthy of parishes supporting is incredibly important. And keeping it on social media. I understand parishes have a lot to talk about on social media as far as things happening in the parish community, but if you could just incorporate a CCA message in here and there, it's greatly appreciated. Sierra did on the social media toolkit just give you a couple months even where you might want to focus on it a little more, just to coincide with the mailings, just to keep it fresh and to keep people engaged. Any time that you share will be helpful, but if you need a little guidance there, that's something that we have found to work. Participation in speaker weekend or some version of that, whether it's sharing the video, speaking on behalf, if you have a story that you can share, anything you can do there we know is helpful. Sharing a story firsthand. The video is a great tool to do that in a broad way from the get-go as well. Utilizing bulletin announcements, any pulpit announcements, prayers of the faithful, again, just the mention of Catholic Charities Appeal. If you have multiple worship sites, just making sure you're talking about it at both places to have the MP weekends there. And of course, any handwritten notes that you would like to send is greatly appreciated. If you have questions about reporting, follow up, any of that, you are welcome to ask us at any time. That is why we're here. A quick, another overview of the Parish Appeal Coordinators. Please stay in touch. We want to get as many appeal coordinators as possible so that we can all stay engaged and aware of what's going on, keep track of everything that's happening, and also with that parish goal tracking. One thing that I do want to note that I know we talk about every year is that we do not automatically receive updates to your parish database. So if you have updates to the database, you'll want to pass those along in some way. We have some parishes who, when they send updates to envelope companies, they loop us in on those. We have a process that we're happy to work with anyone on doing kind of a full database export if you really haven't been in touch with us. I know you receive the messages saying, I got 2 letters, or I, don't get this mailing at all. We want to help you there. So anything you can do, we are happy to help you keep your parishioner information as up to date as possible. If you provide us with the parishioner information, it is not used for anything else but this Catholic Charities Appeal and, the Archdiocesan Initiative of Catholic Charities Appeal, that is what it is used for. So please rest assured of that. It's not going to be added to another outside list at any point in time. Our information is always available. Sierra sends it out regularly. Please, take a look on the website. Anything we can do, we're happy to help. I will just see, Sierra, do we have any questions? Has anyone put any questions in the chat box at all? You might all just be experts.
I don't see any questions, no.
Perfect. So obviously after the fact, you are welcome to reach out to us. Happy to answer any questions. This will be made available on the Catholic Charities Appeal website. We will include it in an email as well, so that it can be referred to however you would like. Again, I apologize that we don't have lunch to share, but hopefully we got you out in time so that you can enjoy lunch. We appreciate all of your support and we encourage you to stay in touch. Let us know what we can do to help, and we're happy to assist in any way. Thank you all. It's been wonderful being with you virtually.